Namaste everyone. Welcome to the day 4 of the yoga course for COVID prevention and rehabilitation. Today's session it will be comparatively more intense. We'll have more asanas and more breathing exercises which will mimic many of the animals, which will help again to improve your breathing capacity. So firstly, like as usual, we'll start our session with opening with 3 times of Omkara Ucharana or chanting. Sit straight in any comfortable posture. Back erect, neck erect, hands in Chin Mudra. Just allow the breathing to take place freely. Settle down, calm down your mind, keep your eyes closed. Just allow the breathing to take place. Couple of rounds. Effortlessly breathe, but be mindful. Recognize that the breathing is happening even without your effort. Let go of all other thoughts. Now we'll start with Om chanting 3 times. Deep inhale, feel the vibration throughout your body. Deep inhale. Deep inhale. And in Namaskara Sthiti, we go for opening prayer, Shanti Mantra. Repeat after me. Om Sahana Bhavatu. Sahanau Bhunattu. Sah Viryam Karavavahai. Tejasvinavadhitamastu. Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Rub your palms, make it warm, keep the warm portion over your eyes, and slowly open your eyes. Stand up. You go for neck rotation, hand on your waist. Now chin down, inhaling, raise your head up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Continue 3 more times. 4 and 5. When you're doing this, ensure you're not going to raise your shoulders up like this. Shoulders are loose. Opposite. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Next, we'll go for spinal twisting, hand shoulder level, fingers touching each other. Exhaling, look all the way back. Inhaling, center. Exhale all the way back. Inhaling, center. Do for 5 times each side. That is total 10 times. 4, 5. Exhale out. 6. Inhale, center. 7. Make sure knees are not getting bent. 8, 9, and 10. Relax. Next, hip rotation, hands on your waist. Make a big circle. Keep your feet hip width apart and as wide as you can without bending your knees. 5 times. 3, 4, and 5. Opposite. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knee rotation. Both the legs together, hands right above your knees. Bend your knees, back straight, elbow straight, and make big circles for 5 times. 4 and 5. Opposite. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Next, ankle stretch. Stretch your leg forward. Make a big circle at your ankle. Try not to move the leg itself. Okay, only the ankle. 3, 4, and 5. Opposite. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As previously mentioned, once you're losing balance, you can use wall support. Now, left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Opposite. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. If you are starting off with this video, we recommend you start from the first day, day 1 of the course, so that you are following the practices better. So right now we are assuming you have already seen the previous 3 days, and henceforth the instructions are compared a little faster. Okay. Next we go for shoulder stretch practice. Raise your right hand up, place it behind your head on the upper back, and hold your elbow at your hold your right elbow with your left hand. Now stretch your hand behind your head how much you can. Try not to bend your neck down. Keep your head up, stretch it behind your head so that you feel a nice good stretch in the side of your shoulder. Okay, keep breathing. Inhale and exhale. Hold the posture with normal breathing for about 10 seconds. 8, 9, and 10. Slowly release. Similarly, we do the other side. Left hand up. Place your left hand on the upper back. Hold your left elbow with your right hand and pull behind your head. Keep breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slowly release, relax. Next, another shoulder stretch. Stretch your hand forward. Your right hand goes to the left side. Left hand goes down, come down, holding your right elbow. Crossing at the elbows, the right hand remains loose. Left hand is going to pull the right side arm. Okay, so you feel the stretch here, your deltoid muscles. Stretch and maintain. Keep breathing. Make sure you're not moving to the side. Okay, your chest is facing forward, hand is relaxed. Feel the stretch. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Left hand goes to the right side. Right hand holds your left elbow, keeping your left arm straight but relaxed. Now press and pull how much you can with your right hand. Feel the stretch at your left shoulder joint. Keep breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slowly release your right hand, release your left hand. Okay, these are the 4 shoulder stretch practices which will be useful in the upcoming Gomukhasana practice. Next, we will go for Ardha Kati Chakrasana. Bring both the legs together. Raise your right hand up. Inhaling all the way up. Touch your bicep to your ear. Exhaling, completely bend to your side. Left hand on your left thigh. Keep breathing. If possible, look at your ceiling. Make sure you are not dropping your shoulder forward. Make sure you are getting a nice good stretch on the sides of your chest and abdomen. Do not bend your knees. Keep your knees straight. Inhale, straighten your body up. Exhale, slowly drop your hand down. Similarly, we will practice on the left side. Inhale, left all the way up. Lengthen your arm. Exhale, slowly bend to the side. Hold the posture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure you're breathing. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Inhale up. Exhale down. Next practice, we'll go for Ardha Chakrasana. So you are going to, I will show you the side view and the front view. So try to observe. Okay, you are going to place your both the hands. The last for the lower back. Elbow is going to open up, and you are going to bend from your lower back. Okay. So make sure elbows are not open. Elbows are together, right, as close as possible. You can keep your feet hip width apart, no problem. And now, as you bend back, push your hip forward and arch back, looking back. Hold the posture with normal breathing. Once you are having neck pain, you can look forward like this and practice. Okay. So now we'll do together. How much height can you bend? But do not bend your knees in doing this practice. Okay. Ardha Chakrasana. Half wheel posture. Everyone together. Inhale, bend back. Hold the posture. Observe abdomen breathing. 10 seconds. Exhale, straighten the body and relax. Now counter practice for this is Padahastasana. So again, this is something that you should avoid if you have any kind of back issue like weak spine or any fracture, any spondylitis. Try to avoid Padahastasana. For ones who are okay, this is good for improving your spinal flexibility and strength. So I will show you a side view and we will also do a forward view. So inhaling, raise your hand up, all the way up, lengthen your spine, stretch your body forward and reach to the floor. How much you can, try to reach your floor and head inside. Do it comfortably, no need to force yourself. If you feel your hamstring and calf muscles are too tight, you can slightly bend your knees and try to go down comfortably. Try to reach down how much you can. Okay? And for once you're losing balance in this, you can as well legs apart and do the practice. I'll show once in the front side. So inhale, raise all the way up. Lengthen your spine forward and reach down, hand to the floor and head inside. Try to maintain the posture. You can also try to, for the heavier ones, you can hold an ankle and knees closer and then bend all the way forward. Hold the posture in normal breathing. You can softly bend your knees to reduce the tension in your hamstring. Keep breathing. Try to get your forehead to the knees. Now slowly stretch your hand forward. Slowly raise your body up, lengthen and release and relax. So Padahastasana, as I mentioned, very good to improve flexibility as well as strengthening your spine. It also will help you with reducing stress as it increases blood supply to your head region because of the inversion. Next, we will go for Trikonasana practice. So You have to spread your legs about 3 feet apart. Okay, so 3 feet apart. Your knees are straight. You're going to turn your right foot to your right side. Okay, just move your toes out and keep your heels in one line. Your chest does not rotate. You are looking forward. You raise your hand up in here. Exhaling all the way. Bend to the side. How much you can try to reach towards your feet. But just because you want to reach your feet, you do not bend forward. You're going to keep your chest back and you're going to look at your fingertips. Okay, everyone together, come into the posture. Maintain looking at your fingertips. Try not to lose your balance. Put equal weight on both the legs. Ensure both the knees are straight and you're looking up and keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release your hand down. Turn your foot forward. We'll practice on the other side. Left foot out, 90 degrees. Inhale, raise your hand up. Exhale, bend to the side, towards your left side. Now turn your head upwards, towards the ceiling. Look at your fingertips, right hand fingertips. Whatever you can, you do. And when you're doing this practice, you can feel the stretch below your thighs. Okay, below your thighs and calf muscle. So that's where it works. It's good to strengthen your legs. Also on the side, you will feel a stretch on the upper side of the chest and abdomen, and henceforth it is good to improve your breathing. Slowly, inhale, come up, toes pointing forward and down. Legs together. That is your Trikonasana or triangle posture. Next, we'll go for easy Parshvakonasana or Sarala Parshvakonasana. In this, you have to spread your legs about 4 feet apart. So you are going to spread your legs 4 feet. That is very wide leg stance. According to your height, you make sure that it is wide enough. Now turn your right foot towards your right side. Your left knee is straight. You are going to bend your right knee to 90 degrees. You observe the thigh comes parallel to the floor. Knees are 90 degrees. In this position, your right hand is in Chin Mudra. Inhale, left hand up. Bring your bicep touching your ear. If you notice, from my feet, my hip, chest, shoulder, arm, all are in one line. We are trying to do this. If you find this difficult, you can slightly loosen or reduce the stress on the knee. But try not to go more forward, just 90 degrees. Hold the posture, both the hands in Chin Mudra. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, exhale, straighten, turn your foot. We'll go for the other side practice. Left leg turn out, 90 degrees out. Right foot you can keep as it is, or you can turn your foot little bit inwards. Okay? And once you are losing balance, you're finding it very difficult, you can do this against the wall also. So bend your knee down, place your left knee down, left elbow right over the left knee, left hand Chin Mudra, inhaling, right hand stretch above and over your ear, look at the ceiling. Your hand should not be visible when you are seeing the ceiling. Make sure you are not dropping your shoulder down. You are going to chest open outwards. Maintain. For once you find difficult, I will show you the wall practice or variation. Keeping your legs apart. You are going to bend the knee and stretch your hand over and above the knee, over and above your head. You can take support. Your shoulders should touch the wall. Your hand should touch the wall, so that you can also learn alignment, proper alignment with the wall support. Make sure your hips are touching. This is how you do with the wall support. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release your hand. Straighten the knees. Even the previous practice, Trikonasana, you can do with the wall support. So your legs are 3 feet apart. I'll just show. Once you want to do with the wall, you're just going to make sure shoulders are touching, your arms are touching the wall, and you're pressed against the wall slightly. Looking up, you're going to do this variation. Inhaling up and release. Okay. So this way you can do either on the mat or with support of the wall. Next practice, we'll go for Virabhadrasana 1. So spread your legs apart. Again 4 feet. This practice is also very good to improve the strength in the legs. It's also good to improve the overall body strength. Turn your right foot right side, 90 degrees out. Your legs are 4 feet apart. Now inhale, raise your hand up. Exhale, bend your knee to 90 degrees. And in this, rotate your body forward and raise your hands up. Maintain the chest facing forward. If you feel it too difficult, straighten the knees a little bit. Okay, but ideally, you need to keep this 90 degrees and this leg straight. Hold the posture. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release the hand. Straighten the knee. Straighten the foot forward. Now we'll go for the left side. Turn your right foot right side. Left foot left side. Inhale, raise your hand up. Exhale, bend the knee down. Turn your body completely 90 degrees and raise your hand up. Maintain the posture. Make sure the thighs are parallel. It is going to build your leg strength considerably. Keep breathing. It will also, when you are raising your arms, it will also improve your breathing abilities. If you are very comfortable, raise your head up. Look at your fingertips. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release your hand. Straighten your knees. Straighten your leg. And bring the legs together. And relax. I know the session was intense. Now let us cool down, calm down, just relax. With practice, you'll be able to build on time, build on your postures. So nothing to worry, just keep breathing. All these comparatively intense practices are not recommended if you are COVID positive or if you are in the recovery phase. But this is more for the people who are in the who are not affected by the COVID, and they want to build their strength and immunity. For that purposes, we have introduced these practices. So week 1, primarily we are focusing on the preventive measures. Now we'll further relax with the IRT practice or instant relaxation technique. Now lie down on your back, legs apart, hands apart, eyes closed. Let your body completely loose and relax. Your fingers naturally curled, your legs 2 feet apart, your arms few inches away from the thighs. Just observe the increased heart rate, increased breath rate, increased abdominal movement. Allow the body to calm down naturally. Just allow the time to pass. Normally breathe, the body will relax. Now we will practice IRT or instant relaxation technique. As the name says, it's instant in the sense it's a short relaxation. And the practices involves fast practices and slightly longer relaxation. Try to follow. First you just observe and next round we will do together. Bring both the legs together. Both the hands by the side of your thighs. Now stretch your toes forward as much as you can. Tighten your ankle. Tighten your calf muscle. Pull up the kneecap. Tighten the thighs. Squeeze and compress your buttocks. Exhale, suck the abdomen in. Inhale, expand the chest. Make a fist of your hand. Tighten your arms. Tighten your neck. Tighten your facial muscles. Tighten the whole body. And then you have to release at once. So this is how you would be doing diaphragm practice. I hope you observed and recognized the points that I was showing. Now we practice together. Bring both the legs together. Hands by the side of your thighs. Bring your mental awareness to your toes. Everyone together. Stretch your toes forward as much as you can. Tighten your ankles. Tighten your calf muscles. Pull up your kneecap. Tighten your thighs. Squeeze and compress your buttock muscles. Make a fist of your hand. Exhale, suck the abdomen in. Inhale, expand the chest. Tighten your arms. Tighten your neck. Tighten your facial muscles. Tighten, tighten, tighten. Entire body tighten. And release at once. Come back into Shavasana. Legs apart, hands apart, and relax. No shaking, completely steady body. Just mindful of all the stimulations followed by the relaxations. Just observe normal breathing. Now we will go for the next set of practices. Seated practice. Fold the legs. We will go for lumbar stretch before that. Knees together as much as you can. Okay. Heels try to touch your buttocks. Place your hand below your head like this, with the elbow folded, hands below your head. Both the knees together. Now you are going to bring both the knees to the floor as much as you can, twisting your lower back without raising your feet. And you are going to turn your head to the opposite side. So your knees are to the right, your neck is to the left. Inhale, come up. Exhale, twist outside. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist. It's a simple lumbar stretch practice you can do, especially when you wake up from the bed or even during the day. When you're finding a lot of stiffness in the back, just give this lumbar stretch. Exhale out. Inhale, center. Exhale out. Inhale, center. Exhale out. Inhale, center. Last round. 5 times each side is the last round. Exhale out. Inhale, center. Exhale out. Inhale, center. Relax, legs straight. This practice will open up your spine flexibility to prepare for the next twisting practices. Now get up from the right side. Bring both the legs together. Both the hands by the sides of your thighs. Raise your right hand above your head. Fold your left leg on the knee. Place your feet on the floor. Turn your entire body to your right side. Place your left hand on the left thigh. Both the knees straight. one above the other, the legs, your head on the bicep. Observe few seconds on the right side. Always ensure you are getting up from the flat position to seated or standing position in the same manner. Use both the hands and slowly get up from the right side. Come to sitting. So next practice, we are going for seated practices, Gomukhasana and Vakrasana. First we practice Vakrasana, which is a simple, easy twisting practice. Very good for diabetes. It is good to improve the spinal strength and flexibility. Predominantly we will be focusing on spine because, as mentioned in the introduction, if the spine is weak, then your breathing automatically will become weak, and which in turn will affect your immune system and your stress levels. So maintaining a healthy spine is very important. So for that, you need to give all the movements possible for the spine. That is forward bending, back bending, side bending, and twisting. So all of the practices you give on a daily basis, your spine will be in a healthy shape. Now, Vakrasana. Bring both the legs together. Fold your right leg and place your right foot by the side of the left knee. Okay, there is no gap between my legs. Now, right knee is up, so my right hand goes behind. My left hand holds the right knee. So the hand behind, don't keep too far. Keep it sufficiently closer to your body. If possible, even close. Try to sit straight. Try not to lean back. Sitting straight, lengthening your spine, holding your leg with your hand. Give maximum rotation to your chest region, abdomen region, neck region. Look back. Now we'll hold the posture for 10 seconds. Do along. Come into the posture. Maintain looking back. Keep breathing. Fingers are pointing back. You are ensuring your thighs pressing your abdomen. Use your left hand, pull the right knee, and make sure abdomen is well pressed and twisting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left hand up and release, and straighten your right leg forward. Next, left leg fold. Left hand goes back. Right hand holds your left knee, and as much as you can, rotate from your abdomen region and look back. If this is easy for you, you feel comfortable, you think you can do more, try to hold the knee and keep your forearm in line with your thighs. And try to give a better twist. Make sure your elbow is straight at the back. Look back. This will give you a better twist. If this is also comfortable, try to stretch your hand around and adopt the full Vakrasana posture and look back. Keep the right toes pointing up. Keep breathing. Feel the abdomen pressed and twisted. Inhale, stretch your hand up, and exhale, release your hand down. Straighten your leg. Relax with both the hands, fingers pointing out or backwards, and relax. Observe the twists in the spine, the compressions in the abdomen. Very good practice to improve your digestion, to improve the spinal flexibility, as well as your breathing. Next practice, we will go for Gomukhasana, cow face posture. So seeing from the front, keep the legs together. Now place your right foot below by the side of your left buttocks. Okay, and left foot by the side of your right buttocks. When you're sitting in this position, try to keep your one knee right above the other knee. That's the best position. How much you can pull the leg back. Now seated in Gomukhasana, whichever knee is up, that is here my left knee is up, so left hand goes up, the left elbow points up, and try to interlock at the back and keep your head up. Do not drop your elbow down. Make sure your elbow is up so that you get a nice good stretch here. This is how it's going to help with your breathing. Okay, the entire ribs get stretched, the muscles around the ribs get stretched. It will help you to intake better and exhale better. Hold the posture. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release your hand. Release your other hand. Straighten your legs. Shake your legs. Relax. Similarly, we do on the other side. I'll try to show from the back view. So you can turn to the side. Your left leg goes below. Left leg goes to the right side button. Right foot comes to the left side. So this time my right knee is up. I'm going to keep my knees as much as possible one above the other and feet completely back and outwards. Try not to keep your feet down and knee up. Okay, you're going to pull the leg out and hold steadily. And now right knee is up, so right elbow goes up. Left hand try to hold and interlock. Completely interlock your hand. If you find difficult, just try to finger touch and try not to drop your shoulder, elbow in the front. This one is important, that your elbow is pointing up, chest is open, push your chest out, spine erect, and hold with normal breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your hand. Then straighten your legs. Straighten the other leg. Relax. Just move your legs front and back, side to side. Relax in Shitilakada Dandasana. Just few seconds. Relax the stretches in your hamstring, in your thigh region, in your hip region. Gomukhasana, very good to improve your breathing again. Once you have knee issue, ankle issue, do with caution. Don't try to pull the leg more back. Gomukhasana also good to improve your spinal posture. Okay, your sitting postures. All of us are sitting for very extended hours. So this practice will bring the normal or the natural curvatures in your spine. Next, we'll go for breathing exercises. Today we will see some few of the animals breathing practices. So come into Vajrasana. Once you cannot do Vajrasana or have knee issue, ankle issues, avoid this practice. What we are going to do now. So the first practice name is dog breathing. So as the name says, like dog breathing, you have to breathe like a dog, like now if the dog has run a lot and it has come, how does it breathe? So that kind of a breathing sound you need to create. This practice is very helpful again to improve your lung function. So if you are COVID positive or in the recovery, you might have difficulty, do not do this practice. But as a preventive measure, it is very good. The tiny alveoli sacs, there are so many sacs, air sacs in the lungs. So not all might be functioning properly due to our shortness in the breath. By doing this practice, we will activate all those air sacs through which the oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange will happen, and any stale air which you are not exhaling fully will also come out. So when that comes out, your lungs become more active and better prana will be there and you will feel more energetic. So let's go to the practice of dog breathing. Both the knees together, hands by the side of the knees. You need to ensure your lower back is pushed forward. You're not going to hunch or round your back. Try to open your chest forward and shoulders back. Fingers are apart. You're looking forward and you're going to stretch your tongue as down as possible, and then you're going to breathe through your mouth. Okay, so make sure breathing through your mouth only. Inhale, exhale as fast as you can from your mouth. Just observe once what I am doing. Ensure tongue is stretched forward and down out of your mouth, and you are going to breathe as fast as possible through your nose. Like this, you are going to do the breathing. Doing this breathing, you will find dryness in the mouth and even in the throat. It is common. Your stomach will rapidly move. That is also common. Make sure that you are not doing something like Kapalbhati. This is a wrong practice. It is not only exhalation. You are going to do both inhalation and exhalation through your mouth. Okay, rapid inhale, exhale as fast as you can. Try to visualize a dog how it breathes after it is after it has run sufficient amount of distance. The fastness in the dog breathing that we are trying to copy, and we are going to improve our lung capacity by doing this. Stretch your tongue out and breathe as fast as you can. All together. Start. Relax. Observe the changes that you feel in your, especially the lower lobes of your lungs, which will help to expel all that stale air out. We'll do one more time and try to master the practice. Do not hesitate. It's a good practice. Yoga always teaches us to be with nature and learn from the nature and get the benefits which is appropriate and useful for us. So stretch the tongue out and freely do the dog breathing as fast as you can. Relax. Sitting back into Vajrasana. Observe the changes. Next, we'll practice rabbit breathing. So, if you have seen a rabbit, if you have by any chance held a rabbit, then you will know that its breathing is very, very fast. So, its normal breathing itself is fast. We feel like it is getting scared, that is why it is breathing so fast. But if you really observe, even in normal case, its breathing is very fast. So, we are trying to mimic how a rabbit is going to breathe. Again, this is going to expel the stale air, and it's going to build your better efficiency in the lower lobes of the lungs. So as you see, the trachea goes down and splits into your two lungs, and the lower part of the lungs sometimes do not get more amount of air. So that also, if we activate, then we can improve the overall function of your respiratory system. So let's try to practice this. So I will show you a side view. It's more easier to follow from the side. You can also have the front view here. So elbow bend, and you're going to press your abdomen. Okay, abdomen is going to be on the thigh. Chest is raised up. You're looking forward. You're not completely bending forward. Okay, the elbow and your knees are in one line. Fingers are out. You're looking forward. About one hand distance from the floor. Looking forward, you're going to stretch your tongue slightly out. Okay, you're going to touch the tongue to the tip of the lips and not completely out like the dog. So you're just going to touch the tip and you're going to breathe as fast as you can, and this time even faster than a dog. Okay, so you are trying to do in 1 second 2 times inhale exhale. So like inhale exhale and just 1 second is fast. So like that you have to breathe. So try to do this as fast as you can. If you do it properly, your entire body will shiver or like vibrate. Try to see once. It's very difficult to notice maybe in the camera, but if you're doing it following my instructions, like in 1 second 2 times inhale exhale, then you will also achieve that subtle level of entire body vibration. So try to do along, everyone together. Stretch your tongue out and keep your abdomen pressed, chest out, and start breathing as fast as you can for as long as possible, at least 10 seconds. And relax. So that is how we do rapid breathing. It requires a couple of attempts to get a proper understanding of this practice. Again, this is very beneficial, similar to your dog breathing. Next practice will go for cat breathing or Marjari Shwasa. So for this I will show a side view so that you can easily relate and understand. So spread your knees with your one forearm distance. Okay, so one forearm plus hand distance between your knees, same distance between your feet. If you want, you can keep like this, but we recommend you keep your toes out and elbow touching your knees, elbow to fingertip plus one more hand. Okay, so one forearm plus one hand distance from your knees to your hand. So if you do this posture properly, your hands will be right below your shoulders and your knees will be slightly more apart than your hip, and feet also more than hip width apart. So staying in this initial position, your arm will be 90 degrees, your thighs will be 90 degrees, and you are staying steady. You are not going to move forward and backward in this practice. Your hip remains steady. You are just going to move your head up. As you inhale, you are going to sink your back down, and as you exhale, you are going to lift your lower back up and arch the spine. Inhaling, head up, spine down. Exhale, head in, raise your spine. So this is a practice of cat breathing. So let's all do together for 5 rounds. As you inhale, raise your head up, back down. As you exhale, bring your chin touching your throat, arch your spine. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Be mindful of every movement in the spine. Inhale, your head is moving up, your lower back is completely arched down, like your abdomen is trying to touch the floor. As you exhale, try to bring your chin to your throat and raise your spine up as if you want to touch the spine to the ceiling. Completely arch. Gives a very good massaging and relaxing effect to the spine. Last round. Exhale, arch. Inhale, relax. Next practice we'll go for tiger breathing, which we start from the same position. Okay, there is no change in your initial position. Your hands remains the same. Your knees are remaining in the same distance apart. If you are getting pain in the knees, you can as well keep a pillow below your knees and you can stand on that. Okay, that will help you to give some cushioning effect to the knees. And now we'll go for tiger breathing. This also we'll do 5 times. Just observe one round. How am I doing? Inhaling, raise your leg up, all the way up. When you raise, do not fold your knees. When you keep your knees straight, you will feel stretch over here. Okay, that stretch, try to feel it. Now inhaling, raise as high as you can towards the ceiling. Fold your knees and try to bring your knee to your forehead. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling all the way down. Inhaling all the way up. Head up and toes pointing out and leg going upwards. Exhale, forehead to the knees, pressing your thigh on your abdomen, curving your spine. Okay, so this way we are going to do each side 5 times. So let's do along. Inhaling, raise your head up, leg up, and as you exhale, completely bring your forehead to the knees. How much are possible? Throughout the practice, don't touch the floor. Exhale. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale. When you do this, do not bend your elbows down. Okay, elbows remains straight. The arms remain straight. Last 2 rounds. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale inwards. And release. Feel the stretch in the spine, feel the stretch in the legs. Try to distribute your weight among the 3 limbs. Okay, 2 hands and 1 of the leg. Put the weight equally. Then your pain won't be there much on your wrist and as well as on your knee. Now we'll go for the left side. Inhaling, raise the leg up. Exhaling, completely folding. Inhaling, up. Exhaling in. Try to keep your toes pointing out throughout the practice. Do not touch your knee to the floor. The leg that you're moving. 2 more rounds. Inhale, stretch. Exhale in. Inhale, stretch. Exhale in. And release and relax. Okay. So this way we learned dog breathing, cat breathing, rabbit breathing and tiger breathing. All are various forms of breathing exercises that we are learning from the way many of the animals breathe and function, taking the best of them and trying to inculcate into our system and making the best use. Next, we'll go for pranayam. So first we'll go for slow Kapalbhati like we did previously. So we are going to do 1 stroke for every 2 seconds. Okay, we are not going to rush into the practice. We are not going to do very fast practice. Relaxed manner, you can do it. Hand adopting chin mudra, back straight, neck straight, and we'll go for rapid exhalation, passive inhalation. You do not focus on inhalation, only exhale each time forcefully, abdomen goes in. Now exhale all together. We'll do about 15 to 30 strokes. Okay, in 1 minute. Start. feeling tired, you can stop in between. Once you're okay, continue few more seconds. Relax. As mentioned previously, keep your eyes closed in this practice. Make sure you are experiencing Kapalbhati and its after effects. After exhalation, you will feel little bit of openness in the sinus cavity, forehead region, in your throat and chest. Especially when you do it correctly, you will feel this. Try to experience and remain with eyes closed. Kapalbhati is a very good kriya or a cleansing technique to cleanse your respiratory tract, your lungs, pushes out all the bad air, improves that prana or the vitality in the body. It also serves as a preparatory practice for any other pranayama. Next we'll go for Ujjayi pranayama. Ujjayi pranayama is when you contract your glottis region. Slightly you're going to contract. So imagine there's a pipe like this. You're just going to contract it a little bit. What happens if the water is flowing in from one side, the other side the pressure increases, the pressure around the wall increases. So that friction creates that sound. So similarly here we have the windpipe and we are going to contract it slightly using the muscles around, and you are going to inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose. Mouth is remaining closed and relaxed. So inhale to the nose, exhale to the nose, creating a friction and a hissing sound at the throat. It also sounds like the waves in the ocean. So that this is also called as ocean breathing. So try to observe the sound. If you observe, this region slightly goes inside when you inhale and exhale. Try to recognize and try to repeat and make the similar kind of sound. Okay, it is difficult initially to get the knack how to do it. It's little trickier pranayam compared to others. So try to learn over a period of time, you will get it. It's very effective to improve your immune system and the function of your thyroid glands and the various the parathyroid glands. It's very good to balance your Vishuddhi chakra. Many benefits of this Ujjayi breathing. It is something very similar to a hissing sound. Okay, so try to create that sound both inhalation and exhalation. And if you're at least able to get one side, then that's still good enough. And over a period of time, you can learn how to not to relax that throat muscle on the other side. So exhalation is generally easier. So try to get at least the exhalation part, and once you get it, just learn to not to relax, and then relax the throat region and just change the direction of air. Try to do it. We'll do this for 5 rounds. Inhaling. So if you do this practice correctly, you will feel dryness in the throat. Sometimes you might also feel coolness. It is totally fine. Now, next practice we'll go for Brahmari. We have already done this. Adopting Shanmukhi Mudra. Index little finger by the side of your lip, ring finger by the side of your nostril, middle finger on the inner side of your eyes, covering your eyelid, and the forefinger above your eyebrow, and thumb pressing on your earlobe, like the targus region. You are going to press inside, and you are going to seal your ears. You are going to raise your tongue behind your upper palate, and you are going to make nakara sound. We'll do this for 5 rounds. Sit straight, back straight, elbows raised up. Deep inhale. As long as you can, go for humming. All together, 5 rounds. Start. Release and relax. Adopt Chin Mudra, eyes closed. Observe the resonance. Observe the vibration after the Bhramari Pranayam. Few seconds. Observe the after effects. So we come to the end of the today's session. Just I would like to reiterate about tomorrow we have the Jalniti Kriya session. So ones who are interested and have signed up for that, make sure that you're looking at our video that we have already shared on the email, as well as it's available on YouTube. You must be having the Jalniti pot by now, so that you can participate tomorrow. Make sure that you're not having any tea, coffee, or any snack items in the prior 2 hours. So if you're attending morning, then make sure that you're not having anything before that, and if you're practicing in the evening, then make sure that you are at least having a 2-hour gap from your practice time and your anything that you eat or take beverage. It's very important. And also, if you are already COVID positive, or you are in the recovery period, do not participate in this practice. It is only for COVID prevention, or as a preventive method we can choose this. And when you are all fine, you can definitely do this practice for various other benefits, such as for dust allergy and sinusitis, severe or regular frequent headaches, migraine, to keep your nasal tract hygienic, and even to improve your asanas and pranayam indirectly, it will help. So there are many benefits, but if you are already positive, COVID positive, or in recovery period, don't do the practice. So with this, we'll come to the conclusion. Bring both the hands together, eyes closed, sit comfortably in any comfortable seated posture. We'll go for closing prayer. You can repeat after me. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayah. सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Rub your palms, make it warm. Keep the warm portion on your eyes and slowly open your eyes. Face looking at your palms and slowly open your eyes. Thank you. I hope you liked today's session. It was comparatively more intense. Any feedbacks, feel free to put it in the comment box. Do like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel. It will encourage us to come out with more such videos. Thank you.